What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Raw review from July 12th, 1993. We are about halfway done with the year. We are on episode 25, so we're actually going through this year pretty quickly. And by that I mean in my head, because on YouTube it's been going out. It's been like 2 or 3 months since the first one, so it's actually been a little slow in terms of doing it and uploading it on YouTube. But in my head, I've actually gotten through this a lot quicker than I thought I would. But let's go ahead and start with the review. Raw begins with the match we got promoted from last week, Yokosuna versus Crush for the WWF Championship. The bell rings and Crush allows Yokosuna to stretch and pose for like 2 minutes, it felt like. After all the men who tried to slam Yokosuna, Crush gives him one big boot and he goes flying to the outside easily. But then out of nowhere, Crush suicide dives onto him, gets him back in the ring, and delivers a Canadian destroyer for a near fall. Yokosuna then ducks a super kick and hits Crush with a Hurricane Rana, followed by a moonsault from the top rope. He picks up Crush and hits a Falcon Arrow, but gets a near fall. Crush then gets back on offense and hits a neck breaker and a swinging DDT from the middle rope, climbs to the top and nails a 450. But getting back to reality, this match was super long and it took forever to get to the end. Belly to belly, leg drop, and bonsai drop to Crush for the win. Anything I said earlier, obviously, it didn't happen in the match. After the bell, Yokozuna hits a couple more bonsai drops to Crush. Tatanka comes out and gets a right hand to the face for his troubles. More people try to save Crush, but they get knocked out. Randy Savage finally is able to get in the ring and pull Crush out before Yokozuna can drop another bonsai drop on him. They end up stretching Crush out of the building, and speaking of building, they have built Yokosuna into an even bigger monster, and Bobby Heenan blames Lex Luger for what just happened. Then up next, we had the Headshrinkers picking up a win against some jobbers after Fatu hits a flying splash from the top rope. In between commercials, they finally address Marty Jannetty losing the Intercontinental title, but it's only a promotional video announcing that he will be getting a rematch next week for the title. There's still no real explanation on how he lost the belt. Tatanka then comes back out to face the Brooklyn Brawler in a somewhat longer than expected match, but the outcome is the same where Tatanka wins with a Samoan drop. Next up, Mr. Hughes taking on Tony Devito. I believe I said this guy's name was Danny Devito last time, so I do apologize for absolutely nothing. Hughes came out with Undertaker's urn, and after he picks up the win, we see a black wreath that has Rest in Peace on it. Mr. Hughes destroys it and tells Undertaker that he knows where to find him. Then after another Men on a Mission vignette, which if you haven't seen any of these, I suggest you search for it on YouTube, or if you have the network, look it up, just to see how corny and awful this is. I could play it, but it's way too long, and I don't want to hear it again. You guys can skip it, but I have to listen to it once, then again to record it, then again when I record the review I have to play it for you guys, and then another time when I edit this video, and then even another time when I watch it on YouTube to make sure that everything's alright with the video. So I'm not doing that to myself. Then Adam Bomb with another squash match victory. Do something with this guy already. I don't know how long it's been since he debuted, but it's time to do something with him. We're getting close to SummerSlam. But yeah, that's actually the last thing that's on the show, so let's get to the awards. For the best moment, I'm going to give that to Mr. Hughes destroying the wreath that was left by The Undertaker, setting up a little bit more in their feud, and that also shows you how little happened on this show, if I'm giving my best moment to Mr. Hughes. For the worst moment, I'm going to give that to the end of Raw. Men on a Mission vignette and a meaningless Adam Bomb match? Come on now. For the worst match, can I pick all of them? I wish I could pick all of them, but since this was the main match of the show, it wasn't the main event, but it was the main match of the show, and it didn't deliver any sort of excitement, it has to be Yokosuna versus Crush for the title. For the best match, all other matches besides the title matches were jobber matches, so I think this is the second time where I don't give anybody this award. For the wackest performer, I think I'm going to give it to Men on a Mission. These guys do not look cool, or even like any sort of athlete. I have no idea what they were thinking with this gimmick. For the standout performer, I'll say the Headshrinkers. Of the little I saw of their match, they are really good at what they do, so I guess shouts out to them on this episode. So this episode is going to get a failing grade. Whether it's a D or an F, it's up to you, but either way, this was a bad show. I'm not going to recap this one like I usually do at the end, because I want to forget this one and just move on. A tally goes to the bad episodes of Monday Night Raw, and I'll catch you guys on the next review.